Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a little haul here from AliExpress. This is a new to me brand. I've never heard of it before, but it is Mao Mia, and it has a gel polish. And I ended up ordering from the same, they had a bunch of different 8-piece gel polish sets, and it was labeled as the Korean transparent jelly, so like the syrup gels, and they had 8 different sets, no, 6 different sets, 8-piece sets, 6 different sets. So I ended up picking up all of them. I believe they were around $15 a set, $15 to $16. So I'm gonna get all the wrapping off of here because it's really crinkly, and then we'll kind of pull them out, take a look. And then I've got my little swatch wheels here that I'm going to go ahead and swatch them on and see what they look like. And yeah, so if this is something that you'd be interested in seeing, a little swatch party, then stick around. I will be right back. Alrighty guys, I have them all unpackaged here with all the crinkly stuff, so I'm going to open up the box. Now I did have one that showed up kind of smushed, and when I get to it, I'll show you what the box looked like. So I did kind of unwrap it just to make sure that the bottles weren't damaged or anything, because I knew these were going to sit for a while, because I ordered these probably around Christmas time. Maybe even before Christmas time. I mean, it was like around Christmas, you know, it was whatever. But yeah, so this brand is called Mao Mia, I'm assuming. Mao Mia, and it drew me in because it was a little kitty head, and I thought it was super cute. And so this is what the box looks like. It just says Mao Mia gel polish, and it looks like they've just got some different colors. I thought maybe that was reminiscent of what was in the box, but like they're kind of all, actually, at the other end, yeah, they're all the same. I was gonna say they all look the same. And then they have on the other side, they've got the other colors. So I think I have them in order, because this one is 8001, this one is 8002, so I think that I have them in order. Oh, this is, by the way, this was the box that was kind of smushed, so I opened it just to make sure that there wasn't anything wrong with any of the polishes that were in there. But, so anyways, these are gel nail polish set. It's a kit, it's an 8-piece Korean transparent, jelly, semi-normal, gel varnish nails, you know, all the keywords, and it has, this is color A, the A set, so I think the other one is set B, yeah, so it's A, B, C, D, E, and F, I believe, were the sets that were available. So this is all the info here that is on the box, and yeah, it just has gel polish system, all the things, and it says, hello, I am Mao Mia. So I guess that was right, Mao Mia, however you pronounce it. But anyway, super cute little kitty head on the box, so I had to get it. So they come packaged really good, and that's why, like I said, I opened up that one that was kind of smushed and the bottle was fine, so it was all good. But they come in these little foam inserts, and the bottles are super sleek. They are 9 milliliters, so they're a little smaller, but that's okay. I mean, there's a bunch of them, so you've got a bunch of different colors to choose from. So I believe this is 1 through 8. I'm gonna guess just because I pulled out number 7. But they do have the numbers on the lid, which is nice. I don't know if they have an actual name. I didn't see anything on there, like a, you know, a name wise, so we're just gonna go with the numbers. So let me go ahead and pull these ones out, and we'll see if they have all the numbers in them. if I was right. And they are glass bottles, as you can tell by they're nice thick glass bottles, black bottles. Super cute, super chic. Okay, let's see here. We have 4 and 4, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so that's what our first set looks like. Okay, so I'm not going to do this with all of them. I'm just going to get them out and get them like kind of lined up to swatch. Because this is, I mean, I have 6 sets, so this is probably going to be a long video. So grab a snack, grab your beverage of choice, and we're just going to kind of go through. So what I'm going to do is I'll go through the set, we'll kind of open them up, we'll look at it, then once I get all of the sets, then I'll go back and I'll swatch them, because I can do 2 sets on each wheel. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'll do the first 2 on one, and so on and so forth. So we'll just start here with number 1. I'm just going to go in number order. And this one is a pretty peach. I'm really bad at describing colors, so I mean, you can see it on the screen. If it looks any different than what I think it looks like on the camera, then I'll explain it. But this is another peach color, which, you know, some of these were pretty similar. Those are pretty similar. I'll have to see what they look like swatched, but those are pretty close. 1 and 2 are pretty close. And I'll have to see on the site. I think these might have been all like peachy pinkies in this first set, so we'll see. Well, this one's kind of more of a milky, almost like a purpley undertone to it. It's number 3. Number 4, it was a really pretty purple jelly. It's kind of more of a like a milky, which is nice. That's, I mean, kind of the purpose of what I was looking for. I wasn't looking for like the actual jelly gels, like the glass gels. I was looking for more of that milky, syrupy kind of consistency. This one's really pretty. This one's a really nice, like mauve-y pink, neutral. Number 6 is like a tan, neutral. Number 7 is a lighter, like peachy tan. And then number 8 is kind of a milky white cream. Okay, so that's 1 through 8. I'll move those out of the way. We'll do, this is set B. This was the one that was kind of smushed, the little carton thing. It saved it because there was nothing wrong with the bottle. I just kind of took it out and checked it to make sure that there wasn't anything. Oh, you know what? I think these are all numbered like 1 through 8. Because that's... well, that's going to be difficult. Yeah, because that's 2. Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4... Well, okay, maybe we will do 2 sets at a time and swatch them, and then go to the next 2 and the next 2, so we don't have all of them sitting out here on the table. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So here's bundle B. Bundle B, same bottles, you know, all the things. They just say soak off UV LED gel polish, and they have the number. I might do swatches on the top, maybe. I don't know, because then I'm gonna cover up the number. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. I just assumed that they would be numbered, you know, 1 through 8, and this would start with 9. Huh? But I guess they're just individual sets, so it is what it is. We shall figure it out. Let me scoot my chair in here a little bit more. Okay. So here's set B, 1 through 8. So this is kind of a creamy beige. Creamy beige. Number 2. This one's like a deep, like gray purple. That's pretty. I like that. Well, there's no, definitely no confusing them by the color. This one is another like creamy, almost like a green undertone. Very pretty, soft, like sagey green color. Number 4 is a kind of a chocolatey brown, almost like a grayed out chocolatey brown. Pretty, pretty. Okay, number 5. This one's pretty. This is like a brownish red. Very pretty. Number 6. This is kind of a pinky cream. It's got more of a pink undertone to it than what it looks like it's coming off on the camera. But it's a nice soft peachy, pinky undertone. Number 7. Here we have kind of like a greeny brown color. This is more of, I guess, more of a chocolatey brown than that first one was more gray. Okay, and then number 8 for our set B is another brown, almost like a purpley brown. A little bit of a purple undertone to it. Okay. So let's do, I don't know how I'm gonna label these, but we'll just do like 1, 2, 3. If we start here, leave a couple in the middle, maybe I'll do it that way. And we'll just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll just do it that way. So one side will be on the other, so I'll just do A and B, and then I can put A, B. I guess that's how we're gonna do it. That's how we're gonna do it. Okay. So let me open these up. And I don't know if I'm going to just kind of zoom through this and do like fast forward. If I do, then this will probably be the last that you hear of it, and I'm just gonna start swatching. But if I decide to ramble on through here, then I guess it'll be kind of story time with Tara while I swatch my gel polishes. But yeah, how are y'all doing today? It is currently February 4th as I'm filming this. I've got some super exciting news that I'm looking forward to sharing with all of you as soon as I get all of the details. But I'm super excited. I'm like, I just want to tell you guys, but I can't. Like, I can't right now. It's too new. But it's super exciting, and you guys will probably maybe you won't be surprised, but yeah, so I'm super excited about that. Nothing really new happening in my world lately. My mom is still currently in the hospital rehabbing her foot surgery situation that happened back in December, and then we had another surgery at the beginning of the year, along with some other medical situations that kind of cropped up, but she is doing well, and I appreciate anybody who has sent well wishes and in the comments and stuff, you know, have said some caring things and whatnot. It does help because it's really kind of stressful. It's really kind of stressful to, you know, have to worry about a parent that has taken care of you all of your life. So it's really kind of difficult to be put in that role as an adult, taking care of your parent, or, you know, in part taking care of your parent, when you don't have any children of your own. Because me and my husband do not have any children. We found out pretty early on in our marriage that I was unable to have children. So it was definitely not in the cards for us. That was a kind of a blow to both of us. Me more than him. He was kind of good either way if we didn't have any kids. There's our first coat of set A. So I'm going to cure that and I'll be right back. Okay, so here is our first coat of set A, and I'm going to go in with the second coat. So now I will continue on with my little story time. So, me and my husband found out that we couldn't have kids. Just wasn't in the cards for me, and so we processed that. We dealt with it all as well. We moved on and just lived our life. But at that time, it was kind of difficult, as you could imagine. And so I always tell people this is my AllisonJean origin story. So if you've been around my channel long enough to see any of my videos, you've probably seen and or heard my kitty cat, Allie. And she just basically showed up at our house and was under our deck, just kind of living, doing her thing, hanging out, watching my husband mow the grass and that kind of stuff. And we didn't really expect to be able to bring her in the house because I had my two boys, and I didn't know if they would get along with her because they were kind of not really old. I think they were only about 5 and 7, 5 and 8, something like that. So they were kind of set in their ways, you know. And so we were kind of nervous about moving Allie in, but she just pulled at my heartstrings. And I told my husband that we couldn't leave her outside. As soon as I found out that she was a female, like as soon as she let me get close enough to check that she was a female, I told my husband, did I screw that up? No, okay. I told my husband, I said, she's pregnant. There's no way she's not. She's out there roaming in the wild. She's a female. I almost guarantee that she's not somebody's pet. And she's not fixed. So, almost, you know, I was like, there's no way she's not pregnant. He's like, no. Well, we ended up moving her in. We got her moved into the house. The boys accepted her very quickly, which was nice. There wasn't any fights. They just kind of kept to themselves, which was really nice. So here is the second coat. These two still look very similar, but I want to say this one's maybe just a little bit more milky, and this one's a little bit more jelly. But, I mean, they're kind of interchangeable. But it was part of the set, so I got part of the set. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, so there we go. There's our two coats cured. I'll do a top coat probably on all of them once I'm done. But you can kind of see what they look like, shiny. Maybe I'll do half shiny, half matte. Okay, so moving on. Let's see if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll leave 1. Let's move 1 over. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll leave 2 and 2. Okay, we'll start there. Okay, so set B. Starting with number 1 over here. Okay, so we get Allie moved in the house, and she starts, you know, getting a little chubby. And I told my husband there's no way that she's not pregnant. And he's like, no, no, it's just because she's eating good. I'm like, I don't know about that. I said, I'm pretty sure she's pregnant. So as the weeks kind of go on, her little belly is getting fatter and fatter. I was laying on the floor with her one night and I put my hand on her belly and I felt one of the kittens. Ultimately, that she had kittens. Surprise. Spoiler alert, she had kittens. But I got headbutted by one of the kitties in her belly. And so I told my husband, I'm like, oh yeah, she's definitely got babies in there. Well, at the time, we didn't really have the extra money to like take her to the vet. She like wasn't even our cat, right? We just kind of like took her in. So we're just like, okay, we're gonna do what we can do. If we have to take her to the vet, then we'll take her to the vet. But we just kind of hoped for the best, you know? And thankfully, within a few weeks or so, she popped out 4 little baby kitties. And it was in August when she had them, which was kind of serendipitous that me and my husband's anniversary is in August. And so yeah, it was kind of like, you know, our anniversary present from a higher power was sending us this little kitty that needed our help. And she kind of gave us the babies that we weren't going to be able to have. I mean, obviously they were fur babies, so they weren't little people babies, but I just kind of feel like I'm not a super religious person, and I don't pretend to know all of the things, but I believe that there's a higher power of some sort. How could there not be? But I won't get into too much of that. That's not for, you know, YouTube. That's not what YouTube's about. But I would like to think that, you know, my prayers were heard, and in a roundabout sort of way they were answered, because I just wanted to have babies. So I was sent babies, but they were little fur babies. Here's set B. 1 coat, so I'm going to cure that, and then we will do the second coat. Okay, so here is set B with 1 coat. So we're going to go in with our second coat. Oops, try not to knock these over. Okay, so AllisonJean. She has babies pretty close to me and my husband's anniversary, after we had found out that we could not have children. So we're all caught up now. And there's a whole lot more to that story that I'm not gonna put on YouTube because it's a whole thing. But just know that there was a whole lot more to that story that was quite stressful, and which just further makes me believe that there, you know, something somewhere sent my little angel kitty to me to have babies. Because me and my husband, we redid the middle bedroom, which is no longer, by the way. That bedroom doesn't exist anymore. You can check that out in my renovation videos. But that middle bedroom, we repainted it, we tore the carpet out, we kind of started to rehab it and make it what we wanted to make into a nursery. And the funny part is that it ended up being a nursery, but for Allie and her kittens. And I wouldn't trade it for the world. I always reshare all of the little videos that I took with the kittens when they were just little itty bitty babies. I got to spend so much time with them, cuddling them, helping Allie. She was the best mama kitty we could have ever asked for. She did all the hard work. We just got to play with them. So she was definitely meant to be our little mama bear, and that's what I call her now, Mama Bear. and we ended up, long story short, we ended up adopting out 3 of the 4 kittens. We decided to keep one, and we will never tell her this, but our little monkey girl was the kitten that nobody wanted. I let the people who were going to adopt, adopt the kittens, like I gave them a choice. You know, I didn't just say, oh, this is the one that's available. I had a friend of mine that I used to work with. She wanted one for her son, and he wanted a boy, so she got like first pick, and she picked the one that was my husband's favorite. And then a guy that I worked with at the time, he ended up picking my favorite. So both me and my husband didn't get to keep either one that was like our favorite. But it's so funny now because Monkey, our little tuxedo kitty that you've probably seen maybe once or twice on this channel, she loves my husband. She's definitely a daddy's girl, and she has him wrapped around her little paw so tight that he just does everything for that little kitty, and it's adorable and it's disgusting all at the same time. But anyway, she was, like I said, she was the kitten that nobody chose. So the other 3 got picked. There was 2 boys and 2 girls. We ended up keeping one of the girls. So here's our second coat of set B. So I'm going to pop that in and get it cured, and I'll get the next 2 sets out while I'm waiting. Okay, so here we are with set B with 2 coats, not top coated yet, but I will obviously. They do have a slight tacky layer to them, so they do need top coated, although I suggest top coating no matter what. So we have set A, set B, right there. Okay, and then I have C and D opened, so we'll go through those real quick and then I will start swatching. So this one is kind of a, oh, it almost looks like it has a pearly finish. We'll see when we swatch it, but it's kind of a yellowy, kind of creamy off-white color. I'll just leave them open because I'm gonna start swatching them anyway. Ooh, this one's kind of, oh, maybe these are all shimmery. That would be kind of cool. Didn't expect that. So yeah, this is kind of a gray with a shimmer. That was number 2. Number 3, ooh, that one's really pretty. That's like a browny red undertone with some flash to it. Ooh, we got a bubble. Get back in there. Number 4. Ooh, this one's a pretty kind of coppery color. Okay, okay. Number 5. This is a pretty blue with a shimmer to it. So that's really pretty. Like I said, I didn't expect these to have, I mean, I guess I just clicked on all of them. I added all of them to my cart. This one's a green with like a kind of a gold flash. So I guess I didn't, oh, maybe that wasn't a smart idea to leave the lids. Ooh, this one's purple. Okay, so this one's my favorite. Calling it now. This one's my favorite. Purple has got kind of a gold flash to it as well. Super pretty. And then number 8, we have kind of like a gunmetal color. It's got like a gold flash to it, so it looks kind of like a greeny gold. But super pretty, super pretty. Okay, so that's set C. We'll go ahead and do D real quick, and then I'll start swatching, and then we'll get back to our chat. So here we go with, this one's just a cream. It's like a cream, milky cream color. 2, this one is like a deep blue. It looks like it's almost going to be jelly, but it does look like it's got like a milky quality to it, so we'll see when we swatch it. But it's a deep blue. And then we have a green. This one looks like it's super jelly. You can kind of see on the neck. So that one's probably going to be more like a glass gel. And then it looks like we have a milky, like a milky black, if that's possible. Might be more like a gray. Number 5. is a brown. This one is more of a jelly as well. So it'll be more like that green. Number 6 is a blue jelly. That one looks like number 2. This looks more jelly than this. This looks darker. But they're similar. Probably like the first couple there that were similar. Oh, number 7. This one is kind of like a jelly brown. These would be really good for tortoiseshell nails. I'll have to keep that in mind. Instead of like using black, you could use these. It'll be a little bit more see-through, I guess. Oh, and this one's like a jelly blue teal. Okay, so we got those open. Let's start with set C. And I don't remember, I think we just did 2. Yeah, we did like 2, so I'm gonna start here. Okay, so on with the story of our kitties. We had so much fun with the 4 little kitties. There were 2 gray and white ones and 2 black and white ones. So if you've seen Monkey in any of the videos that I've done or any of the shorts that I've posted, she's our little tuxedo kitty. Oh, there's like fuzzies all over this. So she was one of the black and white ones. Both black and white ones were girls. Both gray and white ones were boys. And they were adorable. We had so much fun with them. We'd have them run up and down the hall. When they started to get more mobile, we was giving them more run of the house. We were monitoring visitation with the boys just to make sure that they wouldn't do anything to hurt them. Not that my boys would have ever hurt a fly, but you never know. They get kind of, you know, the animal instinct kind of kicks in when, you know, you've got male cats and a female with kittens. I know males can kind of be aggressive towards the kittens, and we didn't want anything to happen. I hope I'm staying in frame here. I'm just kind of looking down at, oh, there's a cat hair. Can you see it? Right there. Oh, cat hair stuck to my swatch thing. Probably Allie's, because she likes to come in and hang out with me in the nail room. She's not currently in here now because my husband's home. So I've got the door shut, and they're kind of out there being lazy in the living room. So I'm being left alone in here. But yeah, so we kept the kittens until they were about 12 weeks old, and then we adopted them out, and they are living happily ever after with their new families. I know one has sadly passed away, and we were sad to hear that news, because he was my husband's favorite. But he just ended up getting sick, became anemic. It was a whole thing. So that was kind of sad. But I totally, you know, cried like it was my own children leaving for college or moving out of the house when we adopted them out. It was, I told my husband I can't. I'm glad she only had 4, because I only had to go through it 3 times with each of the kittens, because I would not have been able to do any more than that, because it tore me up to watch them leave, because we got attached to them. They were our little babies. Okay, so here's set C, and this is the one that's got the shimmer to it, and that's with 1 coat. They do level out really well. This one's just a little streaky, but if I played around with it a little bit more, it would probably be fine. With the 1 coat, it wouldn't be like streaky, but the rest of them really leveled out really nice. And I like that shimmer. It's really nice. It adds an extra little touch. So I'm gonna cure this, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here is coat 1 for set C. And I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the 2nd coat, and we'll keep chatting. I don't know, you guys will have to let me know in the comments if you like this type of video, just kind of a chill swatch and chat kind of situation. Let me know down in the comments what you think. But yeah, so I guess in conclusion for our little AllisonJean story is that I believe that the powers that be sent her to me when I needed her the most, and I didn't even realize it because I was so caught up in everything that I was doing and everything that I was going through with my own doctor visits and all the other craziness that, like I said, I'm not going to air out on YouTube, but that was very mentally draining for me for quite a while. And so I believe that whatever higher power is out there, whatever higher power you want to believe in, I believe that there was something that sent a little kitty my way to distract me from all of the nonsense that was happening in my world and to kind of ground me and to get me back on track to just live my life, because I was just kind of living in a daze of why me and what's my purpose and why am I here, because the only thing I ever wanted to be was a mom. I didn't want to be, you know, a singer or an actress or, you know, any and all of the above crazy, you know, things. I wanted to go into carpentry and build kitchens for you know, a job, for a career, for whatever. I wanted to design and build kitchens. And long story short on that, I was the only girl in the class, so the boys were pretty relentless at, you know, being bullies, as they do, you know, and it was back in the 90s. So it was kind of a horrible situation, and I just ended up leaving. I kind of dropped out of school, but I went back. I just open enrolled to a different school in a different town and took my last year of high school and got my diploma and everything at a different school because of the way I was bullied. And I mean, I guess that made me a stronger person, made me able to cope with some of the things that life was going to throw at me later with all of that. But yeah, I didn't want to be anything rich and famous. I didn't want to be anything crazy. I just wanted to be a mom. And when I found out that that wasn't going to happen for me without spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on tests and fertility treatments and stuff that was not covered by insurance, and we didn't have the money. Well, like I said, we didn't even have the money to take Allie to the vet, and she just kind of had to hopefully be okay with the babies that she had. And she was fine, and we did later take them to the vet and we got them all checked out and everything to make sure that they were fine. But it just wasn't in the cards for us. We weren't financially able to spend thousands of dollars on a maybe and to risk miscarriages, birth defects, any and all of the horrible things that you can think of that can happen. I'm not that strong of a person to deal with that, and I knew that right away. I knew that even long before I met my husband and before any of this ever happened. I remember like earliest thoughts of, you know, wanting to be a mom and all of this and that, and it just kind of was always in my head that if I couldn't just naturally, you know, my body didn't naturally make a baby, I wasn't going to spend money to have a test tube baby and do all of the fertility treatments and all of the craziness. I just felt like that wasn't me. So then when I was literally like faced with it, it was a very difficult situation, but not a difficult decision. Like I knew the path that we were gonna take, but it was just hard. It was hard mentally, and to have other things going on in your life that added to it made it even more difficult. So yeah, it was, Allie was my savior. Allie is my little angel. And I don't know how else to put that other than she helped get me out of that funk. Now, don't get me wrong, my husband was very supportive and he has always been on my side and he's always been in my corner and all of the things, but there wasn't anything he could do to help me, and he knew that, and you know, I knew that, and it wasn't, I don't take anything away from what he did and how he helped me and how he was there for me, and he was my rock and all of the things. I wouldn't have made it through without him. But having that distraction, having that little kitty that just showed up and I don't know, just showed me what that unconditional love is, and she still continues to show me that. She's my kitty out and out. Like I said, my husband, Monkey, is his. But Allie, I think she loves me more. As crazy as that sounds, that she loves me more. But I really do think, I really do think that she does. I think that she was sent to me. And I don't know what I would do without her. So I'm just gonna love her, smother her with kisses, and give her all the treats that she wants. That's why she's like 30 pounds. She's my chunky girl. But no, we've been kind of monitoring her food intake and making sure that she's not overeating. And she does seem to be slimming down a little bit. She doesn't look quite as bloated, so we're working on that. But I'm not going to deprive her. I'm not going to not going to starve her, because she deserves it. She had a rough start to life out in the wild, and when she showed up here, she won the lottery, because we've showered her with love and affection ever since. So, but yeah, okay, so back to our polishes. This is the second coat. I'm going to cure it, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so there's our two coats of set C, C as in cat, and it has that shimmer, which is very subtle. Like, it's not crazy shimmer, but you can definitely see it. But those are really pretty colors. Okay, so on to our next, and make sure I don't have too many crazy fingerprints, because I did put a little bit of cuticle oil before I started, because my fingers were all dry, because I just finished a Maniology haul, and I had a bunch of stamping polishes, and I got them all over my hand, and it was a whole mess. But so anyways, okay, so that's my little Allie story, and Monkey is her kitten, her daughter, so that kind of explains how we ended up with Monkey. But yeah, I don't really know, I guess I don't really know what else to chat about. I figured that story was going to take a whole lot longer. But I guess, I mean, I've probably skipped around, I'm probably missing some parts and whatnot, but you know, you got the beginning, we hit the middle, we got the end, that she's still spoiled and all the things, but yeah, she was and is still, I mean, she still takes care of her little girl, although they fight more. than they should. But she was such a good mama. We'd let her out and let her run around the house when we were both home. Like, I would go in and sit with the kittens, and we'd let her out and let her run around the house and let her kind of stretch her legs, because we would keep her in the middle bedroom, which was her nursery, and we kept her food and litter and water and all that stuff. And a bunch of boxes and a bunch of toys and we had a cat tree in there to the window so she could look out the window, and any waking moment that I had, I was in there with her and the kittens, or I'd let her out and let her run, and I would babysit for her. And I would hold them, let them fall asleep on me, and, you know, do all the things that a grandma does with their grandbabies. So it was definitely a good experience, and I highly recommend, although if you're a softie like me, it's hard to say goodbye when it's time for them to leave, because we almost had, it'd be 4 babies and Allie. We almost had 7 cats, which, I mean, I know there's a couple of you out there that probably have more than me. I know, for one, Linda. Hello, Linda, if you're watching this. I know that you have, like, what, 15 cats now? And I would love to hear the story on how you got all of them. Did you get a couple at a time? Did they all show up one by one? Yeah, let me know. Yeah, you'll have to do a video and talk about your kitty cats. Since I'm here rambling about my kitty cats, I'd love to hear about it. Okay, so this one is set, what do we say, C, D, so this is D, and it looks like it's got one of the milky and then the rest of them are more like a jelly. So this is the first coat, and I'm going to cure that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now we're back. I'm going to go ahead and do the second coat of our set D, as in dog. So, but yeah, so Allie was a really good mama. She took really good care of her 4 babies. We had one little runt, but he caught up pretty quick, and they all did really well. And the boys, my boys, Billy and TJ, like I said, they were older, they were kind of set in their ways. They actually didn't care too much, you know. They didn't get aggressive, they didn't get mean, so that was good. We didn't have any problems. We would still monitor them when we would let them out and run, like in the living room and up and down the hallway. And I have a video that I share like every year when it pops up on my on Facebook, on my memories. I will post it every year because my phone got stolen, so I lost all of the videos, and it was before I had anything saved on the cloud and all of that, you know, whatever. You live and learn. But so I have to share what I had posted on Facebook, and I just share it every year. The video quality is probably so terrible, but we used to call it hallway races, and we would let the kittens out and we blocked off the hallway and they'd run up and down the hall. It was the most adorable thing ever. They would chase each other, they would do the little Halloween cat hop at each other, and they would just be crazy little kittens, and it was the craziest thing. It was the most adorable thing, and I love looking back and watching that video and remembering all of the fun that we had with them. And I'm happy that we still have Mama. I'm glad that Allie is still, you know, with us, and she's still healthy and happy, and that our little monkey girl is also happy and healthy and a little plumpster herself. But yeah, okay, so here we are with the second coat of set D. D as in dog, and you can tell that they are like more jelly-like. Which, I mean, you could almost do this as a base and then do these colors over top of it. Maybe that's kind of how they had it set up. I don't know. I mean, you could. I don't know why you couldn't. But okay, I'm gonna cure this coat, get these ones closed up, and get the last 2 sets out, and we'll get those swatched. Alrighty, so here is our set D, 1 through 8, and those were more jelly-like, but still really pretty colors. Pretty colors. I think we've got in the one of the last sets. Oh no, it was this one because I haven't opened those ones yet. Duh, I'm stupid. So this one is kind of more that brown. These would be good for that tortoise shell look. And then we've got, and these ones, I mean, they're not super, like, you know, I'm putting it over like the pink builder. I've got like a sheer pink over top of a pink builder. But I mean, you put that on your nail and it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna cover your nail. It's gonna be that jelly type finish. Okay, so let's set that there. And let's go through, this would be E and F. So we have E and F. Okay. And again, we have another like creamy off-white shade. A nice kind of teal blue, creamy. This one's a dark, almost a green maybe. Can't tell, it's super dark. We'll see it when we swatch it. And this one's like a pretty, like ambery brown color. We have another like kind of chocolatey color. That kind of brown. Pinky red jelly. And another black, maybe? Gray, black, maybe? And this one looks like a deep, like navy blue. Okay, so that's E. And then F over here, we have another kind of jelly brown. Some of these are fairly similar. I don't know, I'll have to like look at the swatches like kind of all together. Here's another like red jelly, orangey, like a burnt orange. This would also be good for that like tortoise shell look. Here's another one that would be good for the tortoise shell. It's more of a brown, a little bit more of a milky look to it. Oh, and another one too. These are all, this whole set so far is looking like it's good tortoise shell looking nails. Oh, here's a red. That one's pretty. It's like a deep, like burgundy. And it looks like almost black on camera. Another like more of a milky, chocolatey brown color. We have another like semi-sheer black, gray. And then last one here we have, is this another like brown? I don't know, I can't tell. It looks super dark. Okay, so let's move that one out of the way and we'll do this guy. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Get all the dust off of it. Okay. Alrighty. So, don't really remember what I was talking about other than Allie. But, oh yeah, the kittens, doing videos and whatnot of the kittens. I just got that on my finger. It was fun watching them grow up. It's fun watching your grandkids grow up. But we love our little AllisonJean and her little nugget monkey. But my boys, they were not super thrilled, but like I said, they adapted really well. And they ended up getting along. There wasn't too many knockdown, drag-out fights. If anybody out there has cats, you can kind of know my pain when I say, you know, the WWE or whatever it's called now, wrestling, you know, knockdown, drag-outs. With cats, they like to chase and scrap with each other. But there wasn't too much of that. I mean, the girls would pick on the boys occasionally, but nothing that was too major. But now we just have the two girls. My boys both passed away last spring. It's almost been a year. It was March and May. We lost TJ in March. And we lost Billy Joe in May. TJ was 14. Billy Joe was 18, no, 19. He was 19. He almost made it to 20. He was my super old dude, but we loved him. It was rough. It was rough losing my boys. You know, I had Billy Joe for his entire life. He was only, you know, a few months old when I got him. He was just a kitten, so I had him, you know, all of his life, so it was really tough. And TJ was unexpected, so that was really kind of a shocker when we lost him, because he just got super sick super fast, and the vets, you know, pretty much was like, there's not really much we can do without doing exploratory surgery, and he's, you know, as weak as he is now, he's really not. They didn't think he was gonna like survive the surgery, so we made the difficult decision to end his suffering. And the same with Billy. Like I said, he was 19. He had a kind of a bad tooth issue that kind of became more than that. So we're assuming that it was like some kind of oral cancer that just kind of got worse and worse, that he just stopped eating, and again, he was a little too frail, wasn't going to survive doing any kind of dental surgery to help fix that, so we had to, unfortunately, we had to say goodbye, and that was tough. That was very tough. I don't recommend that to anybody. I mean, it's not what you want to do. You want your pets to outlive you. You want them to live forever. But, so here's our first coat of set, when I say E, we have E and F. So I'm going to cure that. I'll be right back. Okay, so here we are with our one coat cured. So I'm going to go ahead and do the second coat. And then we'll move on to our last collection. And then we'll take a look at all of our swatch wheels and see if we've got any that are as close as I think they are. So yeah, my kitty's origin story. She was my savior. She came at a time when I needed her, and she helped me out of my funk. Not completely, obviously, because that's, you know, something that I've got to deal with for the rest of my life, because obviously, you know, the want to have children doesn't go away, although now that I'm 43, almost 44, I couldn't imagine having kids now at my age, so that's definitely off the table, out of the question, ain't gonna happen. But yeah, it's still kind of a, you know, you kind of sit and have your existential crisis about your mortality, and, you you know, who's gonna take care of me when I'm old. My husband is 10 years older than me, so I mean, chances are I'm gonna outlive him, but his family might be a little bit more on the healthy side. His longevity might be a little longer than mine, so who knows, we might go at the same time. That would be, I guess, ideal, at least for me. I don't want to be left alone. But, you know, I don't have any kids to take care of me when I'm old, so I guess there's that fear of who's going to be there to take care of me. But I don't want to, obviously I don't want to sit and think about that and get myself all in a weird funk over that, because ain't nothing I can do about it. I just hope that my extended family is still there for me in the later years, and I don't just end up in a nursing home somewhere. Okay, let's change the subject now, because I'm getting like kind of crazy on myself. Okay, so this is kind of like almost rainbowy. If you think we got kind of the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, there really isn't a purple. I mean, I guess that one's kind of purple, like a bluey purple, and this one's kind of a blue, so kind of, but so that's 2 coats on that one, so we've got more jellies. Again, I'm kind of wondering if this cream and then you put these colors over top of it would give you that milky look as well. I mean, worth a try if you wanted to do something like that. I'm going to cure this and we'll come back with the last set. Okay, so here we are with the 2 coats of set E. Did I say E? A, B, C, D, E, yeah. So these are really pretty. They're kind of almost more like the jewel tones, but in that kind of jelly formula. This one's a little milkier than the rest. This one's milky, these 2. But yeah, really pretty. Okay, on to our last collection. This is collection F. Make sure there's no fuzzies that I can see. Okay. So, on to brighter subjects. If you've made it this far, hopefully you've made it this far, because I'm not done swatching yet, so that would really suck if you gave up on me 3/4 of the way through the video. But if you're still here, thank you. I appreciate you. And like I said at the... Did I say at the beginning of this video? I don't remember. I've recorded too many videos that I don't remember. But maybe I said at the beginning of this video that I had lots of exciting news. Well, not really lots of exciting news, but like a big exciting news that I can't wait to share with you guys. So if I didn't say it at the beginning of the video, you're hearing it now, that I have some exciting news that I can't wait to share with you, but I have to wait to share with you because I don't have all of the ins and outs just yet. But some of you might already know or have an idea of what it is or what it could be. But it has to do with my channel, and I'm super excited and looking forward to the new adventures that will come. And yeah, so I've been waiting and waiting and waiting to tell you about this. So I'll be sharing it as soon as I possibly can. But until then, you'll just have to make sure that you're subscribed and make sure that you click that notification bell so that you don't miss when I do upload. I've seen quite a few people lately that have been super sneaky with doing giveaways, like inside a video that doesn't say anything about giveaways, because then you get the creepy bots and stuff that try to join in, and you know, we don't want any of that. So I think I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna be kind of sneaky about when I do giveaways, I'll do one at 500 for like the big giveaway. But for anything else, I think I'm just gonna tuck it in a video. So make sure you keep watching. I mean, not this video. Obviously, I'm not gonna put anything in this video. But in future videos, hopefully soon. There's our first coat of set F, and I'm gonna go ahead and cure that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so there's coat 1 all cured, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the last coat, and I'll kind of wrap up my ramblings with just a huge thank you to everybody who has been supportive of my channel, everybody that has liked and commented and subscribed and all of the things. I really do appreciate you more than you could even know. You know, I just kind of started my channel to chronicle my nail studio renovations, and I decided to just go ahead and do these little nail mail type hauls while I was waiting for that to get started, because I had done like the initial, this is my room, and then I was just kind of waiting for everything to happen. And I've had more and more fun with it, and I feel like I'm keeping my brain active by learning how to do new things with computers and everything else, because I've pretty much taught myself how to edit and, you know, add all the fun things that you see up on the screen. Like I probably have put up there right now something funny or whatever, just to show you that's what I mean, but like all the little pop-ups and stuff. I've had to teach myself how to do all of that because I'm not very computer savvy and I'm over 40, so it is what it is. But I'm feeling pretty good about what I have taught myself and what I have learned and accomplished. And if I can help out others, then that's a bonus, because like once I learn how to do something, I want to share that with the world. And like all of my nail ladies, they probably get real tired of me talking about nail stuff to them, because that's, you know, my world. That's all I know is nail stuff, so that's what I talk about. But now I have you guys to talk to, and I guess you can fast forward or you can skip it if you want. But it's nice to know that there's like-minded people out there that enjoy the same things that I do, and you know, appreciate the work that it takes to do these types of things, and the fact that it's fun, but it's work. You know, it is work. It's you know, trying to like plan out how you want to do something and how you want it to work out, and then it all just kind of does what it's going to do, and you sit here and ramble about your cats for however long I've been recording, probably over an hour now. But I hope you enjoyed. So I'm going to go ahead and cure this. I'm actually going to switch out my battery because this one is just about dead, so I don't want it to cut me off. So I'm going to cure this, get all my bottles closed up, and then I'll bring back the swatch wheels and I'll kind of go over it and kind of give you my final thoughts on all of that. So I will be right back. Alrighty guys, I am back. I've got everything top coated. I did like kind of a half and half with the matte and the shiny, so I'll kind of go over them real quick and kind of give you my thoughts on what I think of them. So we'll start here with set A and set B. So these ones are super similar, like even this one, it's like, you can tell that they're different. Like this one has just a little bit more of a peachy undertone, but like they're super similar. Probably not necessary to have in the same collection, so I don't know if that was a miss, you know, like if it's the same one, I don't know. But overall, very pretty. I love this one. I love the blue, the purpley blue. They look really pretty with the matte top coat as well. They kind of have that like sea glass, kind of frosted glass look. and then shiny. They are super duper shiny. These ones are very milky. This one I think is the least milky. It's more of a jelly, but the rest of them are like basically 2-coat coverage. And then set B over here, we're getting into more like the neutrals and the chocolatey colors. This one is really pretty. I really like that one. That would be a good one for fall. This is a good neutral. It would be a really good neutral base. Any of these like creamy ones, they're super similar too. Like I can't compare across from each other, but like from the other sets, you can kind of see like these ones are similar, but they are different, like slightly different in real life. So I mean, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Would you need all of them? No, probably not, but they came in the sets, and that's how they are. So, you know, I got all 3 of the sets, or all 6 of the sets, sorry. So this one is A and this one is B. Moving on to C and D, we get a little bit more colorful with our, like kind of the jewel tones, with this one as being more jewel toned. This is that set that had the shimmer. Let's see if we can get that to focus. So you can tell like the shimmer all but goes away when you matte top coat it, which is kind of cool because, you know, if you're looking for that like sea glass frosted look, you wouldn't necessarily want it to be shimmery, but it does kind of add a little bit of a sheen. That blue one's really pretty. I think the purple one is still my favorite. I think all 3 of these, I like all 3 of these, and this one, since it's kind of that like reddy purple. Love them. And then D, we start to get into more of the jelly like finishes. So with the matte top coat, like I said, this one is the milky. I would almost assume that you could put any of these colors over top of this to make them like a milky version. It would kind of lighten them slightly, but yeah, you wouldn't have to. The color is what the color is. You can use it how you want to use it. I think I like this one and this one. I mean, these are really, they're all pretty. I like this teal one up here too. Very pretty. So there's C and D. And then the final 2 are our real earthy tones. And these are super pretty too. I like seeing them all just kind of hanging out there. Like this one again, like I said, it's kind of more of like that rainbow. So we've kind of got like our red, orange, yellow, green, and then the lighter blue here, and then the darker blue. I'm trying to look in the viewfinder on the camera and I'm going the wrong way. But again, the creamy color, I mean, in real life, those are pretty much the same. I mean, those are different. You can tell those are different. They have a different kind of undertone to them, but they're close. But again, you know, they came in the set, so they came in the set. But again, you could do the creamy one and then do any of these more jelly-like finishes over top, and you'd get your milky look. And then these over here, like I said, would be really good for that tortoise shell look. This, like the orangey amber one would be really good, and so would this one. You could even do like the red tones if you wanted to, instead of doing orange, you could do the red. The black would be really good to help kind of like bloom out, and this one also is kind of, it's more of a brown. I thought it was going to be more of a black, but it did end up, so that one's more black, that one's more of a brown undertone. But overall, super pretty. Overall, I am super happy, super thrilled with each of these collections. I'm happy that I picked up all 6 of them. And like I said, for 15 bucks a piece, I mean, you can hardly get 1 bottle of polish for $15, let alone a set of 8. So I basically have, what, six collections, so that's like buying 6 bottles of polish, and I have, I'm not going to do the math, 8 times 6, whatever that is. My brain is not braining. But yeah, so I've got all of these very beautiful jelly slash syrup gels. So very pretty. Kind of get my hands out of the way here. I don't know if that is kind of, so you can take a look, you can pause, you can kind of zoom in. If you can zoom in, I don't know if you can zoom in on videos. But take a screenshot and zoom in, and then check them out. Like I said, they were all listed under the same listing. They just had a selection for A, B, C, D, E, and F. And I just went ahead and added them all to my cart. And I purchased all 6 of them. Like I said, there was 6 different collections available. They were all listed as the Korean transparent syrup gel type of formula, and that's what they ultimately ended up being, with a few jellies, you know, in the mix, but still with that nice little sea glass finish with the matte top coat. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to leave it a like, you know, hit that thumbs up button. And if you haven't already, I don't know why you haven't, but you know, you could just go ahead and subscribe. And yeah, leave me some comments down below. What did you think of these collections? Do you think that you want to pick up any of these collections? Yeah, just let me know. Let me know your thoughts. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, all the things, leave them below. I try to answer back all of my comments and questions and all of that. Because I appreciate y'all taking the time out to watch and to help support my channel. It really does mean a lot. And yeah, I think that's about it. So I'm gonna let you go, and I'm gonna go have my dinner now. I hope you all have an amazing day, an amazing week, an amazing month. Yeah, just keep on trucking. We will see you in the next video.